My homily for the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time, the 22nd of September 2024. In last Sunday's Gospel, Jesus spelt out what was going to happen to him, to Peter's consternation. This Sunday tells them again that he will be delivered into the hands of men. They will put him to death, and 3 days after he has been put to death, he will rise again. Once again he meets with incomprehension. The disciples did not understand and were afraid to ask. They didn't really want to understand. It didn't sound good and wasn't what they wanted to hear. Who does want to hear such things? They were afraid to have it spelt out in gory detail, and who can blame them? The truth is that they were a long way from the finished article as disciples of Jesus. It would be some time before they became fearless proclaimers of the gospel, and they only managed that with a generous helping of the Holy Spirit. Just look at what they were arguing about on the road. Which of them was the greatest? At least they were embarrassed about it when Jesus questioned them. They knew it was not what Jesus wanted. The disciples are nothing if not encouraging to us as we struggle and often fail to follow Jesus. It was a long, hard road for them as it is for us. It takes time, it takes prayer, it takes the Holy Spirit. It takes failure and a willingness to acknowledge failure, but not give up. If anyone wants to be first, he must make himself last of all and servant of all, said Jesus. Who wants to be last? Who wants to be a servant? It goes against the grain, it goes against everything that our consumer and celebrity-obsessed society proclaims, and yet it is the way of Jesus, lest we forget. Jesus put a little child before them to make his point. Little children were powerless and of little value in their society, and yet in welcoming them, we welcome Jesus. It speaks of values completely at variance with many of the values of our society. Do what you want, be what you want, have what you want. You never hear the mention of sacrifice for a greater good, which is at the heart of our faith. In our second reading, St. James said, wherever you find jealousy and ambition, you find disharmony. In contrast, there is peace, kindness, consideration and compassion. We all feel jealous at times, we all want things, but the key is to resist their pull and pray for God's help. God does help. Last week I couldn't find some very important papers that I needed immediately. I had to make a quick journey to get them, but God and St. Anthony, whose intercession I requested, came up with the goods and saved me from a very difficult situation. I'll tell you this, I did a great deal of looking up to heaven and sighing. I thank God for his goodness to me, which is truly great.